Greetings, guys, gals, and Godmaster Game alike. I'm a Grinning gamer, and welcome back to Bendy and the Dark Revival. So, the teleporty thing is great. To a point. I thought she said I needed to teleport all the way back to, like, the very beginning. And, that was very incorrect, apparently. Because I spent a good hour trying to get back there and failing miserably. Like, Big Steve wanting those hearts is really kind of screwed with my perception of what's supposed to be going on. And of course, the game being as new as it is, upon recording this, you can't really consult a Steam guide. But the closest thing I found was like a no-commentary playthrough. How do I get through there? A no-commentary playthrough where they're like, whoa, geez. Where they're like, yeah, just ignore that for now. And I was like, so wait, you give me the linker, which is an awesome ability idea, and then you tell me that Big Steve wants some hearts from way back where, whatever. I can't find Heidi again to double check with her. Hey, what did you mean? What does he want? Heidi, I would like to know what exactly he wanted from me, because... Oh, geez. Alright. Can I... Okay. We's gonna sneak through here again. Let this guy go. Keeper, you can go ahead and keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Keep moving forward. Your depth of field is awful. Cool, I'm gonna book it. By which I mean... I'm gonna whoosh. Okay. This is okay? I can just move on? Can I just move on? Well, I'm back here. Hey, Heidi. What's the deal with only some linkers being linked? Like, actually linked to get each other? I did end up going back quite a ways. Like, all the way back to the mouth boss fight. The head crabs. And could not get any further back. However, because I went back there, I was able to find this. This was a memory that was up in that section in the ceiling above the boss fight room. I don't know how I missed it before, but that's a memory we got. So, that's something, I guess.
Really?
Levels, Deep 6 level badge required beyond this point. Have a nice day. Too late! Is there gonna be another keeper around here somewhere? I sure as heck hope not. There's another ladder here. Is there gonna be another keeper around here somewhere? I imagine there is. There's a door lever here. Not sure what this opens. Oh!
Excuse me.
Who?
Sir?
Is that Henry?
Help me?
No way.
You must be really lost to be asking me.
It's flippin' Henry!
I'm just looking for answers. About the keepers.
He's here!
Wilson, the cycle, anything.
My frustration from last episode has vanished!
Audrey.
Hey, man!
What's yours?
Honestly, I've almost forgotten.
You're Henry! So this is what he looks like.
My name is Henry.
Have you been a prisoner long?
When the keepers think you're a threat to their plans, they lock you away. Forever.
Uh-huh.
Still, it's given me time to think. Things like, if you haven't eaten in years, you might not be human.
Yeah, I guess that's fair to
Why
think.
would you be a threat to them?
I'm what they call a cycle breaker. Once upon a time, I knew how to start the cycle over.
Uh-huh.
And when that happens, everything begins again. Completely new.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, Wilson and the keepers don't want that to happen.
How did you do it?
Reset the cycle. Turns out the ink demon himself is the key. This world is his.
Uh-huh.
And he must obey its rules. For now, at least. If you can get him to look at something very specific, it will reset everything.
Yep.
What is it?
The end.
It's just a reel of film, labeled with the words,
The end.
I can see it in my mind.
Barely.
Every day.
see if
It's
I
weird
can
that they
get
call
more
it
steel.
the pit, and yet it's upstairs from here.
If I
You think it'd be
reset
at the
the
very
cycle,
bottom.
We could make things better for everyone here.
And what about you?
I just want to go home.
So did I.
Unfortunately, I don't think
Good
we
luck,
can.
Audrey. If you need me again, you know where to find me.
Yeah, it doesn't look like you're moving anywhere. Holy cow, I wasn't sure we'd see Henry this game. What the... I take it I upset a keeper. I haven't seen one yet, so I didn't know. That's a Heidi. What's in here? I would like to open. Okay, there's nothing. Wait a second. Subject 418. Oh, there's multiple. Hold up. Wait, what's back here? Is it... Oh, there's a vent. Blat. Alright. I do want some food. I do want some food. And you know what? I think I'm going to save here just to make sure I have that. Yes. Overwrite save. Sweet. Who is subject 418? What do you want to bet it's Alice? Susie Campbell Alice. Nope. Sammy! Sammy! Hey, dude! Sammy? So wait. The people here that are locked up are cycle breakers, he said. Did Sammy reset the cycle at one point? This is fascinating! All the classic characters are here! I take it this is where I'm supposed to go for progress? Oof. Oh! Hi, Bertram! Oh, I don't like the fact that you're staring at me. Can you speak, Bertram? I take it probably not. I did not expect to see your head this close. That your eye following me is the most unsettling thing. Could you maybe not do that? Sorry about things, bud. So wait. Are the people back here exclusively cycle breakers? Because it doesn't seem like Sammy or Bertram would have the capability to break the cycle. Or are they just people that cause trouble for the keepers? That means I would assume most of the main cast from the first game is up here. Contraband. The seeing eye tool! And the fire axe, and... which record is that? Oh, that's the pit. Top level badges required. Research the pit. Lovely. Subject 928. I'm going to assume Alice, possibly Boris, and the projectionist are probably going to be up here. Who be this? Are you worthy to walk with angels? That's Alice. Alice is here somewhere. She's here somewhere. Let's see if you're worthy to walk with angels. Who be this? Not that one? Oh, that opened the pit. That opened across the way. Is Alice gonna be in here? Somewhere in the pit? Presumably? Oh, that's a Heidi. I probably already looked at it anyway. What is... Oh, that's just a projector. The fact that Sammy, Henry, and Bertram, of all people... Like, Bertram of all people! I would not have expected. I don't like this. I don't like this. This is actually quite stressful. When am I going to figure out how to use these things? Like the battery refill. Can I peek? I don't think I can peek. Whoa. I don't know what that is, but it looks like a body. Hello? I don't like how quiet it is. Something's moving around, and I don't like it. Projectionist, maybe? No, it's this thing. Dang it. Thought for a second there maybe we were going to see our good buddy Norman. That's a hatch. I don't like it. There's always hope. I agree. At the same time, I feel like hope could get you into a lot of trouble down here. That's locked. Can I approach this? I feel like I'm going to get shoved back and yoinked down that hatch any second now. There's a ding-dong, the witch is dead, coming up in like 3 seconds. That... Fresh milk! I don't think that's fresh anymore. Yeah, I'm good on health. A blip? Nope. This is going to go very south for me. It's so loud! There's no place to hide. I have no choice but to go. Nope. That's a keeper. That's a keeper. It can see me. Can I just run, please? It's turning around. Nope. And it caught me. Great job. There's nothing I could do about it because it was cutscene, so that means that this was intended to happen, at least from a gameplay standpoint. Obviously, it's not preferable for this situation. Oh, jeez. If I get locked up in here... Oh, great. We're with Wilson, aren't we?
A savior comes at last.
I don't like this.
Wilson?
Rest yourself, Audrey. You're still weak.
Are we on a
The
train?
keepers can be relentless to strangers. But there's nothing to fear as long as I'm with you.
Is that right?
You're safe now.
You did this to me. You brought me here. Turned me into this thing. This doesn't make sense. I've never done anything to you.
Open your eyes and look around you. None of this makes sense. Drawn
Yeah,
walls,
sure.
Nightmarish creatures.
Yeah, but at least there's its own internal logic to it all.
Died out almost 30 years ago. It's all fiction.
Okay,
Utter
so what's the
nonsense.
point, is my question.
And yet, in here, it exists. It breathes. It
Cool.
flourishes.
Explain,
Reality,
please.
guided by its master's pen. The foundation for a new reality.
Cool.
We can bleed into our own. Just think of it. Anything we create in here, we can release out there.
How?
But first, this world must be controlled. Made safe. These things,
So you just want to carry on what
these
Joey
angels
wanted.
and demons, are
Why
they
are we waving at the little...
alive,
Okay, dude.
or are they just stains?
Bruh.
Old mistakes ready to be cleansed away for newer, greater things.
What do you want from me?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at here.
Need your help
Oh?
to save my father's life.
Hold on, what?
This is our start. We'll talk more once we're
Hold
safely
up.
inside.
Is Wilson Henry's son? That doesn't make any sense. Actually, considering the age of the characters, it kind of makes sense. Chapter 5, The Dark Revival. I'm not sure I like this. In the slightest. I'm concerned we haven't seen Betty or Alice yet. I'm guessing we missed a good chunk of stuff here. Here's my pipe. Can I have that back, please?
Stay close. This place isn't as safe as it once was.
Was it ever safe? Ow. Signal towers are nearby. Abilities. Okay, so you're not gonna harm me? Hold on, let's take a double check at all this stuff. Fast travel, cool. Shock pipe, gent lock. Yeet. I'm guessing... Oh, jeez. Little heck. That still absolutely cracks me up that that is what it's called. Okay. Yoink. So the keepers are not going to try to kill me, is what you're telling me. Doesn't mean they're not utterly terrifying. Yes, I gathered that much. Can I? I can. Is this? Oh, wait, I can't get through there. Wait, here's another one of the things. I don't get it. I honestly don't get it. How can I wrap up this story over the course of one chapter? Because that's what they said when they originally released the game, right? Is that the whole game was going to be another 5 chapters, like the first one. Like, even if the chapters are considerably longer, because they have been. Why, Keeper? Keeper, why? If I hit a Keeper, it's going to kill me, right? Nope, it just doesn't react. Alright. Okay, this leads back to the same platform. Cool. Kaboomafoo. Nothing. What? What is over here? Oh! What's over here? Dean. Old Track 77 is a quiet place these days. Oh, Kitty Thompson, alright. Old Track 77 is a quiet place these days. Ever since that terrible crash a few years back, people don't like to hang around. Too many strange things keep happening on this platform. Last week, one of the railmen told me they had reports of some train going through that wasn't on the schedule. There were figures standing in the cars, staring through the windows, but it never stopped to let no one off. Just kept going straight on through. Some say it was the Silver Lane Express, the train that crashed. Sounds like superstition, Miss Kitty. Kitty Thompson, if that is your real name. Track 77. I take it I can't actually follow the tracks. Like, if I go over here, there's gonna be nothing. Wait. Yeah, I can only go so far. Just a pencil and a dream. Cool. Is there a door that leads back to that? I'm afraid I'm just gonna get hit by a train. I wasn't hit by no train. Is there anything over here? No? Okay, I've already checked in here. Alright. I will be on my way. Don't mind me. Hi, Wilson. You suck, but I have no choice but to follow you around.
Evil continues to spread.
Oh? My head hurts when you talk.
Be quiet.
What did you say?
Nothing. It was nothing.
Just had a headache. That's all. You know, buzzing, screaming while the voices and such.
Won't take but a moment.
You gonna kill me? I don't trust this in the slightest. I don't trust this in the slightest. Oh man, I don't like this. Hi, Keeper. You gonna drop me down a hole? You gonna fully
Subject will stand in the designated location.
What if I don't want to? What if I'd rather take the Tommy gun? The hatchet or the Tommy gun seems like a lot of fun. There's nothing in there. I don't really want to stand in the designated position. Whap. Whap. Can I do the thing? The tab thing? I don't think I can. Thwap. Thwap. I have used all my charge. Let's hope that I am meant to do this, and this isn't like a game-ending sort of scenario, because I feel like... Can I... I want to leave! Alright, I guess I'm sitting in the designated position, because I can't see any other way out of this. Are you gonna Augustus Gloop me? Am I getting sucked? Could you guys talk about 10 times faster, please? You guys remind me of like a really weird version of the, what's it called? Daleks. Exterminate! I'm gonna take the Tommy gun and spray him up, aren't I? Okay. Hello. I am remaining still. Why is the stop sign necessary? I'm a fidgety person by nature. I'm gonna take the Tommy gun and just spray you up. Just put it, and then I win. Right? Right? Can I just pick this back up? Can I leave? Can I run? I want to leave. Is there no other option than to just comply? I actually hate this.
The subject is cleared for
Into what? Oh. To Wilson? What? Whoa. What was... I got an search? Oh. What is that? Why does it look like a minigun? Why does it kind of look like the barrels of a minigun? Who had a minigun? Hi.
civilized world.
Aha.
How do you like my signal towers? They nullify the ink demon's powers so he cannot pass them.
Cool. I hate it.
I could say I invented them, but it seems our friends at the Gent Corporation had a deep
There's Betty.
problem of their own long ago.
Uh-huh. Okay, that's just self-flattery. You are so full of yourself, dude. You are so full of yourself. Hi, Betty. Really? Really? You flatter yourself that much? Look at me. I was Aragorn before the forces of Mordor. I beheaded the mouth of Sauron with one slash. And everyone was like, whoa, that guy is cool. And I was like, I know. Can I you? Nothing. All right. Can I talk to you? You seem a lot more interesting to talk to. Hi.
And now, my dear, if you'll excuse me, I have a lot to prepare. We'll talk later, I promise. Besides, you must be very tired.
Well,
A quick rest will do you.
ish, I guess.
Betty will show you to your room.
Hi, Betty.
She's my housekeeper, among other things.
You never actually killed the ink demon, did you?
No.
No, he's too powerful to destroy. So we sealed him away, trapped him in a different form.
Well,
One
it
that
didn't
was
work.
Smaller, harmless.
It didn't work.
It was a fitting prison, although he seems to have found a way to free himself.
Correct.
But enough talk.
No, not enough talk.
We'll deal with that soon enough.
There's some nice fresh blankets all laid out for you. You'll be dreaming in no time.
Wait, Wilson? One more thing. If you needed my help, why didn't you just ask?
Would you have believed me?
Well, no. At the same
Come
time...
along, and no more dawdling. This way now.
Oh, that is the cutest little prancy ants I've ever seen. Not that, like, nothing against you. You look kind of... Are you wearing a mask? I think you're just wearing a mask.
Oh, you're here at last. It's so exciting finally having you with us.
Why does your voice sound familiar?
Now, to give you some bearings, we're currently standing in the south wing.
I saw that.
Wilson's laboratory is downstairs. And then there's the north wing.
Where no one's allowed to go. Okay, so the library, laboratory, conservatory, entratory. What are all these? Locked. There's a futon. Okay, I don't know why I'm just sitting on a random futon a la Bendy. I'm just walking up to a random seat and sitting down. Hi. There's random seats everywhere. Why is this door blocked, ma'am? Okay, there's Wilson's lab. Obviously, I would not be given access to that. Can I shove over this vase? Apparently not.
The ink demon got in there a while ago, and ever since, we've had to keep the north wing locked up tight.
Makes sense.
It's fallen into ruins.
Can I go into any of these?
Juicy, lovely books gone to waste.
Okay.
Only keepers go there these days, and they'll tear you apart limb from limb if Wilson isn't with you.
Aha.
So, mind your distance, and you'll be just fine.
Will I now? Will I be fine? Because I feel like I don't trust anybody in this world. Least of, I don't trust Wilson. I don't really, Bendy just seems like a super misunderstood little imp fella. But, I mean, he has, to be fair, killed me several
Especially
times.
one I can actually talk to.
I haven't said a single word to you.
They either can't speak or they're completely mad.
Uh-huh. And you seem... Wait, that, Ma'am, that implies that you are completely mad. Everyone here either can't speak or they're completely mad. You can speak.
Right, here we are. Best room in the house.
Cool. I also... Okay, don't tell Wilson this. I don't trust him. He's kind of a creep. He's really weirdly ogling me when we were in the elevator earlier. I get that I'm fascinating to him, but at the same time, I don't trust him. You should neither. Okay, good night.
You should see where I sleep. Ugh. But this room, just perfect. I saw to every detail. Bed is clean. The bathroom is on the left.
Uh-huh.
Sorry about the stains. I did try my best to get them out.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Betty. You seem a decent person. Thus far. I hope you don't turn out to be some sort of maniacal person. I mean, the whole place seems very comfortable. I'm not sure I deserve this. But I'm not sure I want to stay here either. The Mug and the Maiden? There's a cheese. There's a mouse in the cheese. By Wilson... Hold up. Wilson Mouse? Moore. Sir Wilton Moore. That doesn't sound familiar. Gilson? For sleeping draft. Soybeans, chamomile, cocoa powder, pinch of salt. Mix everything in a glass, and then exactly 3 sips of water. Gilson. What is Gilson? I don't trust any bit of this. Wait, you said this was the bathroom, right? Why can't I go into the bathroom? Why do I need to read the book before I can interact with anything? Why does this sound familiar? Why does this sound familiar? Maybe it doesn't, and I'm just paranoid. Whoa! Alright, I have a lot of reading to do. Alright, let's see if I can zip through this. Once upon a time in a faraway land there lived a mug of cheese, but it was not an ordinary mug of cheese as you would find in a house of the kitchen of age. No, this mug of cheese was distant descendant of one of the 3 great flagon kings, the same kings who had charged on horseback to defend their capital city during the unforgettable conquest of the previous century, to which these flagon kings he hailed from. The mug was unsure, but there was an honor and courage in his heart. His family line heralded from the deeds long past and had forever changed the course of the stoop history. Did he have a name? Of course, all mugs of cheese have names. This is common knowledge, just as every fruit bat is really named Stanley. Okay, I'm very confused. The mug of cheese was named Riktor the Cracked. What a name, I can hear you say. Cracked indeed. This mug of cheese bears no damage that I can see. Fall silent, you small-minded bass, for their Inlays upon are for therein lies our intriguing story. Let's begin at the beginning. It was a hot winter day in the forest. One of those days there everything was dull brown. The lake was still, the birds had shut up, and the trees were sticks in the overcast sky, save for the lone pine tree that skimmed the clouds like above a painter's brush. Give that pretty little cloud a little friend. All about Russ. It was a long day when Mr. Double Mouse was in a hurry, and he had just been named Vermin of the Year by the Society Brethren that had lived under the old church, and it was customary for the honoree to bring fine part of wine cheese to the ceremony. There was only hours to locate some of the previous precious cuisine. Fortunately, Mr. Double Mouse knew exactly where to find it, the dark cellar below the governor's castle, but unfortunately, as he approached the loose plank of the wood in the wall, he failed to realize there were heavy rains that had come down in the night had passed moisture into the plank, making it far heavier than usual. When he pushed against the plank with all his might, he lifted just enough to push his body only halfway through, but his strength couldn't contend with the weight of the plank, and his arms failed. Plank snapped down, crushing him flat. Oof. Oh, jeez. After all this, the story was not about Mr. Double Mouse, or have you forgotten the mug of cheese already? I can see that you might connect the two. Mr. Double Mouse was, after all, looking for cheese and was talking about the mug of cheese just before. Sadly, I must inform you there's no relation between Riktor the Cracked and the rodent who is nothing more than the squoosh guts inside the wall. This is very morbid. Except that there is, for the death of Mr. Double Mouse has started all over the trouble. You see, when things die, they tend to smell, and that's just what Mr. Double Mouse did, but that's not all. His body pinned him between the outside and the inside of the board wall. He had the perfect passage through the hot winter wind. The wind therefore carried the stench of the decaying mouse carcass deeper into the governor's house, just like a snake twisting a wisp of terror. The smell was settled into the little tavern near the courtyard of the castle. Here soldiers spent many long hours. There was no bloodlust to soothe from battle. Strong ales and red meats filled with a menu back and front with a rustic medieval greasy spoon. Mostly the customers had to look over the barmaid Maxine, who was actually named Rita. Rita was by far the best looking creature in all of the governor's country. She was a beautiful deer woman just over the hill, but no one knew that. Are all the creatures in this story animals? Is that what I'm gathering from this? Also, why was her nickname Maxine if her actual name was Rita? I feel like there's going to be some riddle tied to this book, and I'm going to have to scroll through here like several times. By day, Rita scrubbed her tavern so clean that you could eat off of it. This was fortunate because the place you actually wouldn't be eating was since it was a tavern. By night, she served her customers with charm, grace, and mostly with drinks. Did I mention that Rita was married? Well, I'm mentioning it now. Rita was married. Her husband's name was James. He didn't do much until he died. The smell of Mr. Double Mouse knocked him flat, and that, my friends, was that. Okay, so the smell of Mr. Double Mouse rotting away killed Rita's husband, apparently. Oh, dude, the story has barely begun. Barely begun? How long is this story? We've already killed 2 major characters. Needless to say, Rita was greatly distressed with the whole thing, but 20 minutes or so, she realized she couldn't mourn forever and went out to buy some cheese. After 20 minutes, she got over her mourning and went to buy cheese. That's how you know that their love was real. Ah, yes, don't worry, dear reader. This time the mention of cheese will probably guide us to the meeting of the focal hero of the tale. This is a good time to start the new chapter. How many chapters? Oh, no, this is... We're gonna be reading for a while. Rita entered the cheese shop with her guns blazing. Oh, okay. I'm speaking metaphorically, of course, by which I mean she entered the cheese shop quite determined to buy some cheese. This was because just the night before, as her husband James was talking about the note of the weird smell in the room, she had invented a delicious new concoction, a cheddar cider. Ew. It was sure to be a hit with her patrons. After all, the governor country had only 2 exports, cheese and grapes. She couldn't possibly make a drink from the grape, and she couldn't possibly make a drink from a grape. Why? Why? You see what I did there? Okay. But back at the cheese shop scene, Rita knocked on the counter loudly with her fist, causing the nearby cat to do absolutely nothing, as cats do. That is fair. Half the time they jump sky high, other times they just do not react at all. From behind the wall, she heard the stories of someone crashing through piles of cheese to make her way toward her. Emerging gloriously from the torn yellow curtains, an old man came into view. He was a giant in stature and long gray beard. Bobbing along and stuck within his beard were all the manner of cheese crumbs and wedges, wrapped tightly around within his hairs. But yet there were even more cheeses on ropes pulled along his chest. There were groups of provolone linked with sausages over one shoulder. His eyes were big and his ears were bigger still. A smile of kindness erupted from his face, and he locked eyes with Rita. My, the curds are kind to me this hour. Hello and welcome, he bellowed. Rita bowed low and promptly began to cry. The shopowner looked at her in perplexed. What did I say wrong? The barmaid sniffed and snooted and finally answered, Forgive me, for my husband has just died and I'm all out of Swiss. Okay. I was going to pause now in the story to tell why Mr. Double Mouse went to the cellar in the governor's house for cheese, but there was a cheese shop nearby. I think it's best to overlook the glaring problem in the plot, don't you? Now back to the story at hand. This is the best thing ever. Rita purchased a large amount of cheese with the shop owner. She bought cheese wheels and cheese melts and cheese slices. She bought cheese whistles and cheese bread. She bought a cheese paper and cheese sandwiches. She bought so much cheese, in fact, that she had lost track of all that she had obtained. Just dumped all the fromage into a large burlap sack for the return journey to the tavern. Goodbye, Rita, the shop owner called as she waved farewell. Goodbye, Daniel, she called. His name was Murray, by the way. What is this story? Who wrote this? What were they smoking when they wrote this? Overburdened by her treasures, Rita made her way to the house, following the main road to the castle, but as it always happens, the road was now under repair. Yes, that typically happens. A man with a skinny mule was plowing up the dirt so that he could put down new cobblestone. Four of his associates were standing nearby, watching him. The job will only take a few years to finish, but Rita was in a hurry, so she followed the detour sign and told her to make a different road to the left. Unfortunately, no one could read in the governor's country, so she would write instead. What? This mishap took her deep into the forest, where absolutely nothing of interest happened, except something of interest did happen. As she trotted along through the forest, her sack of cheese weighing her down, muttering complaints all the way, little did she know the danger lying just ahead. This danger was cunning and dangerous, and one of those out-of-place eyebrow hairs that drives you nuts when you're talking to someone who has one. I know that. This danger we will call Bernard, the big ugly lizard man who wears a blue cloak. Okay, sure, why not? Bernard didn't often have visitors in his house. This was because he lived outside. I don't know how long it's going to take me to get to the end of this, but this is worth every second. He was also rather fond of human flesh, which made him very unpopular. Hold on, she's a deer, right? She's a deer lady? So obviously you can see the drama unfolding here. A beautiful but tired Rita huffing and puffing in the winding path as she approaches certain doom. Bernard watching from behind a nearby tree, licking his lips. Oh, the tension is tense, is it not? Yes, as tension tends to be. At this point, we must pause again to ponder all the possibilities of what that can happen now in our story. Two characters who have died already. Surely a third wouldn't hurt anything. Are you perhaps just reading the story because you want to see who will get the axe next? You are a little warped, do you know that? Well, let's see what happened next. It wouldn't make sense that she would... Okay, let's just continue. Bernard stepped from behind his hiding place, his eyebrow hair gleaming in the fading sun. Dear madam, why must you pass through so fast? He called with his eyes glimmering. I must get home, Bernard, because for one, it's getting late and I have customers to serve, and second, because you eat people, Rita replied. Okay, poppycock, balderdash, codswallop. I won't hear these lies against my character, he detested. For I, Bernard the ugly lizard man who wears a blue cloak, have completely reformed myself. Rita squinted suspiciously at him. You have? Bernard put a hand to his heart. I have. I no longer prowl or pounce. I won't attack or bounce. I won't kill for maim or tear. I won't crush or bite you anywhere. I promise I won't devour any more. Oh gosh, you've become a bore. If you aren't going to be in the danger in this story, then I've come all this way with 100 pounds of cheese for nothing, Rita grumbled. What is this story? She boosted her sack further up on her shoulders and turned with an angry grunt, but Bernard waved after her in a panic. Wait, it's all a ruse. I intend to eat you, dear woman. I swear it, he cried. It's all a trick, you see. A new angle. It worked on some guy yesterday. Oh, please stay. Rita sighed, her strength just about gone from the long adventure she had taken after she left home that morning. She turned back to face Bernard. All right, she said, but your part in this story better leave an unexpected turn of events. Oh, it will. Bernard clapped and waggled his clawed finger to motion her to draw near. Just wait until the next chapter. How long is this story? How long is the story? It's going to continue. Chapter 3, the next chapter. They're all labeled the next chapter. All looked quite dire for Rita. Bernard had her in his grasp. Surely there would be more moments before his jaws collapsed upon her head. Oh, what a horrible end for Rita. Needless to say, I was worried for her. Or I am worried for her. But as luck would have it, miles and miles away, 20 years earlier, something amazing happened. 2 mugs of cheese, a Gouda, and a mozzarella welcomed their first son into the world. I don't think I need to tell you that his name was Dave. No one liked Dave. I don't know how much longer I can read this before I lose my mind. After that, their second son came forth, Riktor the Cracked. Okay, so that's our main character. It's just called Riktor at the time. Riktor spent his early life stealing cowbells and putting them on skunks. This way, people always knew when danger was nearby. Needless to say, Riktor was one smart mug of cheese. I'm not even going to question how 2 cheeses had 2 kids, and how the second was smart enough to put cowbells on skunks so that everyone knew to stay away from the skunks. But all could not remain perfect forever, and suddenly a great skunk famine began. What? Riktor found his world in array and sought a new purpose. Fortunately, there was an opening in the governor's country for an adventure at the time, and since he was a descendant of the three grand flagon kings, he was boasted to be the head of the line. Because, as we're all aware, even in olden times, it's not what you know, it's who you know. Thus, the adventures of Riktor began. He braved deep dungeons, he slayed the great beasts, he climbed the highest mountain peaks, he sailed around the world despite the fact that he didn't own a boat. Sure, did he have a raft? I guess that constitutes as a boat. Wait, how could you sail? Okay, it must have been a sailboard, or whatever they call it, a wind surfboard. Riktor was truly the stuff of legend. Did I mention the curse? Yes, fair readers, there's a curse, a fiendish and terrible curse. One morning, while Riktor was in the governor's house, he came upon a witch named Witch. As you do. This witch had just pulled a pound cake from her oven, where she proceeded to start ingesting it right there in front of her house, on the front walk of her house. At once, Riktor knew this creature was pure evil, eating cake this early in the day, and without ice cream? This was truly a fiend that needed to be vanquished. As long as she didn't have ice cream on the side of it, like melting into the cake, that it's fine. But I do agree that any cake is good with a side of ice cream as long as it's not melting into it. Riktor jumped her fence and pulled his sword. Would you like some pound cake? The witch offered. It looked quite delicious. Riktor would not let himself be seduced into early morning cake, so he approached closer with his weapon to her throat. The witch began to sweat with a mouthful of crumbs. I also make a mean scone if you want to wait. Now no gentleman or gentle mug would refuse a good scone, so Riktor withdrew his sword and patiently waited for the witch to create these new buttery pastries. I'm going mad! This is madness! But what he didn't know is that the witch accidentally had bumped her table and it accidentally with a mixture of vile cursed liquid. You see, there was a curse. You were fair warned. The moment Riktor ate of the scones, he fell into a deep sleep. The witch, baffled, finished her cake and proceeded to get a civil service job in a nearby town. As the years rolled by, all that remained of the witch's house was carried off by elves, and her garden became overgrown. This left only Riktor, asleep in the forest with no end to his dreaming in sight. And the story, thankfully, does not end there. Is that thankful? For as luck would have it, a giant man covered in cheese with big eyes and big ears wandered past the sleeping mug. In case you have forgotten, this was the cheese shop owner Murray, sometimes called Bill. Unable to resist cheese of any kind, even a mug of the stuff, Murray took Riktor in the shop and set him on the shelf. Here Riktor sat for many years until this very fateful day. You see, in Rita's haste to gather up all the cheese she had purchased, she had swept a few things that did not belong to her into her sack as well. These items included the cat on the counter, a personalized pen, Murray's cash box. I think she'll be hearing about this one eventually. And last but not least, Riktor himself, still deeply asleep. Now that our two stories have come together, let's discover what happened next to Rita and Riktor in the climax chapter. Oh? The climax chapter. It was the same hot winter day. Hot winter day! I don't know how much longer my brain can handle this! It's pure chaos! And the Mrs. Darble Mouse was finally starting to get concerned. Just down the road, Rita was being drawn toward an almost certain bloody and horrific end to her life. Bernard was just moments from taking her within his lizard jaws and mere hours from trimming his eyebrows. Rita stood her ground. There was no damsel in distress, but simply a person who was pretty darn tired by this point. She pulled a burlap sack of cheese from her shoulders and swung it hard with every bit of strength she had left in her. An ear-shattering crack broke through the silent trees as the bag made contact with Bernard's shocked face. His teeth flew in all directions, falling like pebbles to the ground. His eyeballs dislodged and rolled into a nearby stream. His jawbone turned completely around and planted itself on the back of his head. How was he not dead? Bernard ran screaming into the woods, never to be seen again this week. His cries faded and the forest once again fell soft and quiet. A cow walked by. Sure, why not? Of course the bovine is involved. We're in Moo Moo Meadows after all. Rita, still standing there with her sack outstretched with her arms, stood wide-eyed at what had just happened. Surely no cheese in her bag was hard enough for that kind of impact. As she placed her burlap sack upon the dirt and peeled it open, she was amazed to find Riktor, the mug of cheese inside, and looking quite dazed. He had awakened, and the curse was finally lifted. Somewhere behind a desk, a witch looked up and nodded with a smile. Oh, dear reader, look what is happening upon this mug body. A beautiful and elegant crack, the very mark of a warrior. His warrior's journey is finally complete. Riktor the Cracked had emerged. Yes, it is true that Riktor really didn't do anything of important on the attack on Bernard. Just by Riktor being where he was at the perfect time, he had saved Rita. The fates were with him. Oh, were with them. I mean, it was mostly Rita being a kleptomaniac where she busted a dude's jaw with him. He didn't really do much. Riktor and Rita talked and laughed and ate cheese. Riktor is cheese! It's cannibalism! Until the sun went down. Finally, they packed up their picnic and headed back to the tavern where they met with cheers of excitement. This is mostly because the guys had found out that Rita was now single. It's the last page. As the night wore into the early morning of the hours. Sure. The tavern remained alive, and the castle courtyard was singing and dancing, and the cheddar cider, oh, what a celebration! But like all the parties with such proportion, eventually everyone sobers up and you have to go home. Before long it was dawn. The sun began to rise steadily in the west, marking a fresh adventure on the horizon. The wind of a new direction began to blow with a more steady pace. It skittered across the ground and found its way between the floorboards of the governor's castle. Here, against all odds, it found the barely remaining body of Mr. Darble Mouse. The wind carried the stench beyond the borders of the castle, over the mountains, and deep within the dark cave where Evil slept. "What the heck is that smell?" said Evil, awakening with hellfire burning behind his eyes. Eventually news of this great evil spread from town to town until they reached the ears of Riktor the Cracked. He polished his sword and gathered some crumbs of bread to store in his mug. Okay. Wearing his best expression of courage, Riktor once again set off to conquer the day. His story is not yet over. But for now, dear reader, we turn to our lives. So let us end this tale with one closing thought, shall we? Be we cracked or small or even dead, there's always a purpose to where we all are led. Be brave and strong, unless we forget fate isn't quite done with any of us just yet. I don't even know what to say to that. I'll see your smiles in this silliness soon.